Hi everybody. I hope you can hear me well. I am sitting outside and I don't have like a microphone or anything. Okay, so welcome to another episode of Cherise Rants. I used to do these a lot way back in the day on Periscope, but basically this is when like a topic comes up that I feel kind of bothered about and I want to rant about it and I share it with you guys. So today we're going to talk about Sephora selling witchcraft. And I'm going to talk about some positives to it because there could be a positive spin to this, but then I'm also going to then go into kind of the more negative side, or like the ranting side. So basically, if you don't know what this is, I just saw it this morning. Sephora is going to be releasing, I forget the name of the company, it's some perfume company, and it's a witch starter kit, or like a witchcraft starter kit, and it's like a little kit that comes with a bunch of little excuse me, a bunch of little a bunch of little perfume samples, a tarot deck, a sage wand, and a crystal. And they're selling this, and they're marketing it as like a witchcraft starter kit. And I'm just like, what? I'm sorry, what? Like, are we serious right now? Like, at first I thought it was a joke, so I had to do a little bit of Google searching, and no, it's not a joke. Like, this is legit. Sephora selling a witchcraft starter kit. Okay, so let's go into maybe some of the positives. Okay, first of all, positive. I don't know what this tarot card deck is. Like, I don't know if it's one that was made specifically by this company for this project, or you know, this whatever. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to see what this tarot deck is because I love cards and I always love to see new decks, so not gonna lie, kind of curious about that deck. And then the other kind of positive thing, when I did my interview with Ylva Mara from Cunning Crow Apothecary, we kind of touched on this, the topic of like the Instagram witch and like witchcraft becoming almost commercialized, and how there are some benefits to that, but then there's also like some downfall to it, possible downfall. So I'm going to dive more into my own personal views on that. So the good news is this could be a good thing, because think of all of the people who maybe aren't sure of witchcraft or tarot cards. I don't even like to refer to tarot cards. Just because you read cards and you burn some sage and you light crystals doesn't necessarily mean that you're practicing witchcraft. So that kind of bothers me. But you know, this could be kind of like a doorway into a new spiritual realm for a lot of people, or into a new way of thinking for a lot of people, and kind of open their eyes and experiences to new things and new ways of thinking, which is pretty cool. You know, I mean, I can't lie, I got my first tarot deck when I was 13, and I got it at Spencer's Gifts in the mall. That's where I got my first tarot deck. But my tarot deck, that first tarot deck, was kind of my first step into the world of spirituality and connecting to my own spirituality and finding my own path. And it was really awesome. And so I'm forever grateful that Spencer Gifts sold tarot cards and I got my first deck there. So, you know, who knows how many girls are going to be, or guys, whatever, people, are going to be purchasing this, you know, witchcraft starter kit, and this is actually going to inspire them to, you know, connect more to themselves, connect more to nature, connect more to a path that maybe they wouldn't have thought of otherwise. You know, maybe this will inspire them to do some research on other topics and to really delve deeper. So that's the positive of it. I'm not going to deny that there is a positive to it. But now comes the ranting and the negative part. It pisses me off, number one. Maybe I should do a little more research on the company that put this kit together, because I don't know much about the company, and for all I know, maybe the founders of this company are practicing witches. Maybe they really are legitimate, like, you know, connected spiritually. Which, and also, who's to say connected spiritually? I mean, we all have our own connections with spirit, and so who's to say one way is more connected than another? But I get the feeling, and this isn't the first company to sell witchcraft or sell spirituality. But, you know, I have the feeling that they're probably just doing this because a few of the articles I read even mentioned, you know, the popularity of witchcraft on social media, the aesthetic of witchcraft, and how it's really kind of become, and the trend of witchcraft. And oh my God, that makes me cringe. It makes me cringe because witchcraft and spirituality and stuff is something that is so important to me and so deep in my soul that it hurts to hear it referred to as a trend and, you know, just an aesthetic, because it's not. It's so much more than that. And so it really hurts, and it really pisses me off when it's being just like marketed as a trend. And then when companies, I mean, you know, we can't blame companies. I mean, everybody who has a business is trying to make money. So I can't necessarily blame a company for trying to capitalize on a trend because they're trying to make money. But, oh, it doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it right. It's like companies trying to capitalize on Christianity or capitalize on Hinduism and stuff, which happens. I mean, that does happen. Oh, but like, witchcraft is not a trend. It's not a style. I mean, yes, is there like a certain kind of aesthetic that tends to go with witchcraft? Yes, but that also doesn't mean that that's what witchcraft is. I mean, there's plenty of witches that, you know, all they rock is like Chanel, and you know, they love like high-end living, and like, you know, they don't love the more like quote-unquote witchy aesthetic, and that's fine. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to be a witch or to express yourself as a witch. But witchcraft as a whole is not a style. It's not a trend. It's a lifestyle. It's an important lifestyle. It's an important thing that people embrace, and it's not to be taken lightly, really. And again, that's not to say that you can't have fun with witchcraft and it can't be like a lighter side to it. It's not always so dark and serious. But, you know, it's not a gimmick. It's not a product. It's a lifestyle. Oh my God, it pisses me off that this is being sold. Like, witchcraft cannot be sold. I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed by this. It's almost my friend Natalie, because I posted on Instagram a little news article of this starter witchcraft kit, and she mentioned that it kind of reminds her of like yoga with goats and yoga with dogs, and like, you know, kind of how people are making yoga like a trend, and like kind of almost making a mockery of something that is really sacred. And that's kind of what it is, and that's what really pisses me off. It's making a mockery of something sacred. And I think it's also, so what I mentioned, it can be good when witchcraft is being sold in this way, or spirituality is being packaged and sold in this generic non-substance way, because it can open some people's eyes. But I think on the flip side, it also just makes witchcraft and spirituality seem even more like fake and not real and not to be taken seriously. I mean, when witchcraft is being sold with perfume in a package at freaking Sephora, like, really? People are supposed to take witches seriously? And we have a hard enough time as witches and people who practice even just spirituality, people who meditate and use crystals and oils and stuff. Like, it's still seen by a majority as like woo-woo and like not something to be taken seriously. And there's so many witches and, you know, people people in the spiritual community, you know, trying to be taken seriously and really making major strides and making a difference in how witchcraft and spirituality and stuff are viewed. And then here we have a company making a mockery of it and making it something so not what it is. And I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, while it almost is sending some people forward with witchcraft, it's also taking it back, and like, oh my God, it infuriates me. And I'm just going to try to focus on the good of it though, and just in the hopes that, because I keep thinking of myself with my Spencer's Gifts tarot deck and what paths that opened for me. And so I'm just going to try to focus on that and know that this stupid ass witchcraft starter kit at Sephora is actually going to open the doors and open new paths to so many people, and I'm going to focus on the good of that. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think about like witchcraft and spirituality as a trend and being sold? I'd love to hear your comments. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.